DreamHack Showdown Summer 2020 North American Finals. We are so close to finding out who is going to be taking the number one prize of the title and $10,000. And we couldn't do it without our fabulous sponsors, Monster and Monster Studios. So thank you so much to them for supporting this event and the women's team. And supporting me on the desk and quite frankly, making me look better than I am are, of course, the fabulous analysts this weekend. We've got Potter and Vilga. I should say my name's Frankie Ward, but you don't need to know about me. You need to know about these ladies. Vilga, how have you found this weekend of being an analyst?
It was amazing. Honestly, thank you for such an opportunity. Thank you for this experience. I've been out of my comfort zone for 2 days. I don't think I'll be fearing anything after this event, honestly.
Well, Vilga, cover your ears. Potter, how's she done?
She's done fantastic. One thing I love about Vilga is she's always been straight to the point. She's got a brilliant mind for this game. So I love hearing her speak. I've always loved you, hearing you speak. I just said I love you, Vilga. And you know I do. You know I do.
I love you too.
Female tournament. Potter, how have you found the NA competition? As you were, of course, with us last week covering Europe as well.
Yeah, I thought I'm pleasantly surprised, but I gotta be honest, the bar was set pretty low. To be fair, I think the turnout this year for Showdown was not quite as packed as I would have liked, not seeing as much new talent as I would have liked. But with that being said, we've got this team Able White here in this opening match that has absolutely impressed me. There's a lot of new faces on here. We saw Sapphire, a newcomer. We've seen Kimmy. She's had some great interviews. She's had some great performances as well. So definitely an impressive weekend so far.
Vilga, is there anything you want people who are potentially considering going into competitive Counter-Strike to know? Like, why should they put themselves out there and start fragging? Potentially for money. Money. We love money.
First of all, this competitiveness, it's just amazing to be able to compete against different teams, against different minds, to be able to be in the team, and work together, to be able to meet new cultures, to see different people, different countries as well. Like, everything is just so amazing here. So, girls, just go for it.
Absolutely. We want to meet you. So please do get going. Take it seriously because we want to take you seriously too. Now, Potter, talk us through what happened yesterday.
Well, yesterday we had actually potentially what we might be seeing a little bit later here today, unless Able White has an insane upset. But we saw CLG Red versus Dignitas actually, and that was a matchup that we saw earlier. And it was actually CLG Red that kind of took away that W, but it was much closer than I think a lot of us expected. At least for myself, I definitely did not expect Dignitas to be able to put as much of a fight as they did, but they made this series extremely close and they made CLG Red actually have to work really hard for that W. So I'm excited to see exactly what Dig bring up here today, and that highlight here on your screen, Sapphire. We saw her in the top 5 plays of the day. We saw her in these highlights at the end of the day. She had some amazing rounds and she had some amazing frags, and yeah, I'm excited to see what the future holds for this youngin'.
And we'll be talking about Sapphire and the rest of Able Esports very shortly. But instead, we've got Sapphire.
The OG Sapphire?
We need to put this rumor to rest. Are you the Sapphire of Able Esports White or the OG Sapphire of all the observing, the analysts last week? Probably next week as well. I mean, you're a busy lady. I don't know. Heather.
Hello.
Who are you?
Unfortunately, I am not the sick Sapphire that was fragging out yesterday. I am just the old lady that doesn't play anymore and then just observes. And
we don't want to hear this.
Yeah.
Here.
Oh, that was a little trippy hearing her name while I'm chatting away watching my team, but it was fun. It was fun to see someone show off yesterday.
I did enjoy seeing you in Twitch chat and everyone freaking the hell out. How did you find the European event and working with us on the show?
Oh my gosh, it was great. Literally what Vilga said, like, oh God, I was so scared going into it. But what an honor to join you and Potter. It was great. We had a fun weekend. I'm glad I got some sleep though now.
Yeah, I'm feeling that pain now.
Sapphire, tell us what happened yesterday between CLG and Dignitas, and what is in your opinion, should Dignitas fix for today's match in order to be able to win it?
Yeah, so I thought it was really two great maps. I thought it could have gone either way. I was a little worried for my team. As much as I trust them, I was a little worried because we've been trying out a lot of different fifths lately, and Artstar hasn't been playing competitive. We do have our fifth, but I can't say who yet. Yeah, it's going to be a surprising one too. I get to drop that little teaser.
I'm DMing you right now.
But we got to, play with Linny the last couple weeks. And so I'm actually really happy with the result because it was just a few little things that could have otherwise gone our way. Like we got ecoed twice, though we won a lot of ecos. And then there were just some communication errors, I think, that caused us to lose. I think it was like a 4v2 near the end there. So really, I think it's back to communication is the biggest thing. I don't think we were outmatched. I think our players were playing just as well. Emily didn't have the day she usually does, and I think she'll have to turn it on today.
Heather, I'm most curious about XP3. I know he just got signed as a pro Valorant player, but I know how involved he is with the team and with their preparation and everything. How much time is he able to invest with Dignitas right now? Is it the same amount or has that shifted?
It's a good question. The same amount, but that will change after this. So He isn't officially a part of Dignitas anymore, but obviously he has a very close relationship with the team, and he worked very closely leading up to this event. But that will definitely change going forward, and we'll probably be looking for a new coach.
Are Dignitas going to be competing in Valorant for the foreseeable, as was sort of floated out there on social media?
Yeah, we're gonna keep it as an option. We have stopped playing. I think most people actually uninstalled it, like Goosebearder said, for most of July to focus on this. But it's gonna be kind of an event by event basis. If we think there's something that's gonna be really interesting coming up, we're gonna probably play in it. But CS is always gonna take priority.
Well, I'm very glad to hear that. Thank you so much for talking to us, Sapphire. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you back on the desk because we missed you. So please, if you're asked to do this again, say yes. For the love of God, say yes.
Of course. I'll say yes.
Good luck to the Dignitas ladies today.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Oh, it's like old times. I'm feeling nostalgic for last week. So if we can have a 4-person desk in the future, I just like that to happen, just so you're aware, production. I hope you're listening. Let's talk about Counter-Strike teams doubling up with Valorant. So it's interesting to hear that actually Dignitas, they're taking the CS seriously as you would expect them to, but still it's not that they're discounting Valorant in the future. Why do you think these teams are considering it as an option, Potter?
It's got to be the lack of tournaments, right? Like, just being real, it's got to be the lack of tournaments. I know from leading up from, let's just say 2016, 2017, 2018, there was at least 3 female tournaments a year, I gotta say, right, Vilga? So yeah. I think here in the last year, there was no Intel Challenge. Copenhagen Games was canceled. There's just not a lot.
WSG got canceled as well.
WSG is gone. So I think that plays the biggest factor in it for sure. But also maybe a different sort of challenge could be interesting as well for a competitive team. I know Valorant, it's very similar to CS:GO. Let's be really honest here. It's the first person shooter, so I can definitely see why it could be a viable strategy.
But if your team isn't able to train full time, as is common for many of these women's teams, is taking on another game a risk, Vilga?
Yeah, definitely. To be honest, even for us, and we are being full-time gamers, if you could you could see from the last results we had, 7 hours fracking per day is still not enough. So I can't even imagine how are we supposed to how players are doing this, splitting between 2 games. I think it's too much.
And Potter, what's your take on Valorant as a game itself? Because I know how Vilga feels about it. It's not being installed. And we know how Goosebreeder feels about it. It's been uninstalled. But how do you feel about it?
Mine hasn't been uninstalled yet, but I haven't played in quite some time. I played a game this morning just for fun, but I like it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it's I keep telling everyone it's such a boomer-friendly game. You know, it's a game where honestly, it's a game where it's perfect for me, where I cannot dedicate 60 hours a week into Counter-Strike like I did before. But with Valorant, I feel like I can just hop on and just own noobs anyway. Like it's an easier game. I don't know how else to say it. So I'm enjoying it a lot. And I know a lot of my friends are enjoying it as well. And a lot of my friends are boomers too. So who knows? Maybe this is going to be an old game, like an old gamer game, old gamers game. Yeah,
Maybe like the lion graveyard in like the Lion King or something. But more colourful. Well, thank you ladies for joining us today. As always, we're going to take a short break. And when we come back, we're going to be kicking things off with Able Esports White versus Dignitas.
We will stay.